Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Traders Paradise. This is Crypto TV. We are also on the CryptoWire app, and this show is bringing you wonderful traders who actually share their experiences with you just for your information and knowledge. Today we have a wonderful trader who's been in the space for almost 10 years. Mr. Palash Agarwal, please introduce yourself, buddy.
Thank you so much, first of all, Traders Paradise and Crypto TV for having me on the show. So talking about myself, I had been a trader for more than a decade now. It's been more than 10 years that I'm into trading and investing, stocks, mutual funds, cryptocurrencies, and all these equities. So this is about me. I have also worked with American Express for a very short span, more than a couple of years, I guess. Just to taste what exactly the corporate life is like. And also, traded a lot in forex and equities in the Indian market.
Fantastic. And what brought you to the cryptocurrency world? Because you already have corporate exposure, equity exposure, FX exposure.
So basically, I got to know about bitcoins and cryptocurrencies as we know it back in 2012, and during that time I was trading into forex, into currencies. So when you trade into currencies, you have to read about the macroeconomics and all the the global economy, right? So during that time, I got to know from one of my friend who was working on Wall Street in the US. He told me something about this magic internet money, which is Bitcoin, back in those days when it was trading around $80.
Magic internet money. I like the way you put it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is what people used to know it as, and still novice traders or people who don't know much about it, they definitely call it as magic internet money because they think that it is not backed by anything, and it just suddenly popped out of thin air, and it's now trading in thousands of dollars. So inclination towards it came through when we used to trade in currencies, US dollars and the pound. These two were the most strongest currencies, which were supposed to be the most strongest currencies. But then this Bitcoin basically came into existence, and when I got to know about it, that it is trading at around $80, I was actually intrigued. That was the turning point, that there can be something which is
that is where your interest all came from. Ki yaar, ye kaisi currency, $80 more than the US dollar.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So that's how I entered into the market.
Superb. I'm pretty sure you must have done some homework, understanding being an FX trader, and trading all of these, and experience obviously having a friend who gave you exposure as well. Did you just jump into it, or was there like an analogy that it went through and got you in?
Yeah, absolutely. I researched about it for almost a couple of months, and while I was researching about it, so I got to know that it's used by drug traffickers, all these illegal trades, and then there was a website called Silk Road at that point of time, which was using it for all those bad activities and illicit activities. So then I got a bit scared, and I thought that it's not my cup of tea. I should not be actually trading into.
Yeah, nobody wants to go that dirty road, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was intriguing, and at the same time it was a bit scary during those days, because whatever I was reading on the internet was all negative and very scary at that point of time. So then I left it as it is, and then I continued my forex trading gig, and I was very happy with it, because a couple of percentage here and there in a few trades in a day was more than sufficient, right? So
of course.
the thing.
FX markets are one of the most liquid markets.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I got to know, after I think 3 or 4 months down the line, at that point of time, when I got to know that, it has just doubled in price from $80, it crossed $150.
80 to 150 plus.
Absolutely, 150 plus. So actually, during that time, I got to know about it during the 2012 halving of Bitcoin. So, as we know, there are halving cycles in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, right? At that point of time, the price was actually on the upside. So when I got to know that the price has just doubled in a very short span, and I thought that, I am missing something, there was something which was missing. Then I dig deep into it and finally bought it at around $200. So that was my first purchase of Bitcoin.
1 minute. You first saw it at 80. It doubled
Yeah.
very soon.
Yes.
Then you restudied it. And by the time you got into it, it was already more at about $200.
Absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
year are we talking about?
This was 2012. It's almost a decade now.
You're one of the very few people that I've interviewed who've actually said who got involved in it back in that day.
See, the thing is, it's not about when you entered, it's about how long you stay in the market. But, as soon as I invested, and then in 2013, that, bubble of the Silk Road scam that came up, and there was a lot of happening going on. So from $200, it went up to, I think, $1,200 plus, and then came back again. And the market suddenly crashed, and it came back again to less than $200. So my investment that I did at that point of time
So you
wasn't
already
actually
saw
needed.
200 going to 1200 and coming back to 200 all in the same year.
Not in the same year, yes.
2013, sorry. 12 you entered, then 13.
Yes, yes. In 2013, this happened. So this was the thing, and I was all in at that point of time because being into a profession of trading and being into investing, you kind of get a conviction on something, or you don't get a conviction on something.
Correct,
So I
correct.
got
Always happens with the trader. And a little
yes,
bit of.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
But then
So
when you
that's
jumped into it, when it was $200,
yes, absolutely.
and when you re entered in 2014, what was the price?
So I think 2014, late 2014, I got into it at I think around 350 and $400. I started dollar cost averaging again back into the Bitcoin.
Dollar cost averaging strategies, all the equities and FX is coming back into the crypto market. That is Palash Agarwal for you guys. This is insane. But still, now, when you got in 2014, do you have any regret that said, yeah, I could have gotten at 80, yeah, I could have done? Very odd question today when we look at the price at 45, 50,000. But there must be some feel of, as a trader, right? Like that regret, that plunge, what you're doing, what you're not doing, grateful, not. Today when you
So
look
there are
back
a lot
at
of
it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You're bang on. That thing. There are a lot of regrets that a trader has, but yes, you have to always see the winners, not just the losers. So there are a lot of upside as well. That I at least made something out of it. I got into that rabbit hole at the right point of time. Because if we talk about in today's date, it's very difficult to even dollar cost average and to buy a complete one Bitcoin. So it's very difficult for a common man to get hold of a complete one Bitcoin. So that's basically something which I am very happy about. Other than the regrets, yes, obviously, and of course, I sold it at some very wrong point, at some very wrong time. But I'm still very happy about it
What was the pulse
because I
then?
learned
Like,
a
I
lot.
would have taken this regretful conversation a little further. But like back in the day when you were trading it at 200, 250, even 400, even 2014 when you got in, what was the pulse then? Like today when you're at 45K, people are saying 100K. At that point in time, were you a part of a community or anywhere where there was conversations happening about it?
Yes, absolutely. There will, I think, not many communities around it, but the main, community was bitcointalk.org. That's the main Bitcoin, forum where people, generally talk and discuss about
Have the
the
conversations.
technology, about the growth. So there was a very close knit community of tech people and crypto people, which were there because there were no other currencies other than I think back in those days in 2013 14 there was only Litecoin and Ethereum was, I think, started
Just
around that
born.
time itself, around 2014, 15. So that was the time. So Ripple was also one of them, but it
Correct.
was not that famous. They came, but the Ripple Foundation, I guess, was founded in 2012 or 2013, I guess. So
Okay.
yes, there were
So
only a
you already
handful of
had
them.
very little
And
options. There wasn't much
yes,
like today's
absolutely,
world that you were,
absolutely, absolutely.
you were looking into, yeah, what is there, what is not there, etc.
Yes. So if you talk about all these chat forums and chat platforms, so back in those days, WhatsApp was also not that common, and people were not using Discords or these servers were
New
not
tools,
there
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So at that point of time, so it was more of chatting on your laptop rather than now what we see generally today. Even kids who are 13 or 14-year-olds, they're using Discord servers and Telegram channels and all that stuff. So it was not that prominent back in those
Correct,
days.
correct, correct. Was there anyone who was saying it'll go 45, 50, 100,000?
Yes, absolutely. I remember Max Kaiser was, he's the biggest Bitcoin bull that I've seen since I think 2011, 2012. He was into the market. Then I saw Roger Ver was one of them who was who actually then converted his thesis of a bigger block size and then forked Bitcoin into Bitcoin Cash. So he was actually initially known as the Bitcoin Jesus, but
Yeah,
he did some things wrong, and now he's nowhere to be seen.
correct.
So things of this sort definitely happen.
Uh-huh.
And in fact, I remember a YouTuber. I think his name is. I don't think I know that his name is Da Vinci. So he also was one of a programmer. Who was actually telling people to buy Bitcoin when it was not even a dollar. So
Not even
he's
a dollar.
yes, he
And
was
he
telling
was
people
famous
to
on
buy
YouTube
Bitcoin
at that
when
point in
he
time.
was not famous. He had around 200 views or 400 views on his YouTube videos. But now, yes, he is, I think, a
Imagine
billionaire,
any
a
20
crypto billionaire.
or 30 or 40 people out of those 400 if they bought Bitcoin. Wow.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think I was one of them.
Nice, nice, nice. Now see, you're opening up, you're sharing some things, you're sharing here, you're sharing there. Now, you've been in the early space, you've got access to those people, you have access to those communities. What are the tools that today, if somebody wanted to get into Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, or even exploring the world of crypto, blockchain, all of this, what would be the tools that one could look at, or what are the tools that you look at?
So generally, I am mainly on TradingView website. That's where I'm mostly on, looking at the charts on the technical analysis, because as I mentioned, I had been trading equities and forex. So I think I look at the charts, but as you say in crypto space, the charts do lie. Because you never know, it's a very sensitive market. Based on a certain news, the market can crash or the market can skyrocket at any given point of time, and it will not give a shit about what your TA says.
Right.
But yes, in the longer time frame, the charts are certainly very correct and very true. But in the shorter time frames, you can't be certain about
Too
anything.
many
and
spikes
and
up and down.
if you
We
yes,
had we had
absolutely.
a
And if you
technical analyst
see,
who came and he said he doesn't look at the bigger coins, he looks at the smaller coins, and he just looks for trend patterns, and that's what he follows. The spikes is something that he ignores.
absolutely, one should ignore all those spikes, and trend pattern is something which generally people should follow. Also, I check a lot of on-chain metrics about Bitcoin. What's the miner status? How are the miners holding Bitcoins, or are they selling them off? So that's also one major point of concern that I keep on checking on a continuous basis,
Okay,
because at this point of time, the miners community is the most important community that we need to look upon, which
correct.
generally people ignore.
Uh-huh.
So that's about it. This is the main thing, that I generally follow.
So you're looking at charts that give you patterns, and you look at on-chain analysis where real transactions are happening, so you can track them as to in the real world what is really happening. If there are transactions
Absolutely.
happening, if there are people moving, this, that, all of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Plain vanilla. Look for trend, look for transactions. Love
Absolutely.
it.
So, see,
So simply
it's
put, I love it. Please continue.
so the thing is, people think it's very complex, but I know a couple of my friends back in those days. They bought a couple of bitcoins and they slept over it, and now they are very happy that they didn't sold their bitcoins. I
Yeah.
know a couple of them who bought it, and then they were all watching the screens on a regular basis that
Yeah.
what's the price, is it going up or is it going down. So fear and greed are two emotions which actually make or break a person.
Correct,
And
correct.
if you can control all these emotions, then certainly you can achieve success in trading and investing. So they lost a lot of money, and the thing that we were discussing about the regret, that yes, they now regret that they have sold it at a very low price.
The regret has to come, and you spoke like a real trader. You got to keep your emotions aside. You got to focus on what you're doing. Fear and greed are the two biggest factors if you're trading or investing. Love the way you put simplicity on how you analyze and what is on your screen. That's really cool. That being said, and so much of information, being an early investor, the biggest question, the trader's paradise question is, how many X is your investment?
So, see, how many X is something which I generally don't see, because if you calculate from $200, I don't know, it's more than 100X on Bitcoin itself. But yes, I've sold it a couple of times at a price which I couldn't catch again,
Yeah.
and I bought back again as well. I DCA'd. So yes, 100X is something that I've seen in Bitcoin, but yes, in some altcoins and cryptocurrencies, I've seen a minus 95% as well.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Did you say you've seen 100x on Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely. So you can calculate from
1,
40,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
$400
8, 9,
to
10, 10, 11,
$40,000.
12, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30. 100x!
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Whoa! Even if you're losing 95% on your alts, that's still just losing 95%. 100x goes beyond 1,000%.
Yes, absolutely. But see,
100x.
yes, it's 100x. But
Man,
the thing is,
Palash Agarwal, the guy here, out of all the people I've had on the show, everybody's 9x, 10x. We even had people 25 and 30x. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for this guy. Round of applause.
thank
This.
you. And
Whoa! Wow!
so, see, it's all about, if you have a conviction on something, and if you have a conviction long enough and strong enough to hold on to something, that's actually very challenging. That is something that you need to, hold for a long period of time. See, it's not just 100x. It's not just about the money. It's about your
Not just
conviction on
100x.
something, on a technology,
Not just
right? That
money.
is what needs to be done.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
it's actually it's actually very easy to say, but it's not simple or very easy to hold on to your horses if you have done a 5x or a 10x, because
It
coming
is.
from an equity,
I totally believe you, and I totally understand. Nothing is easy. Nothing is just like
yes,
it's come to
absolutely,
you
it's
on a
not very
platter and you're going to take it and you're going to make money out of it. Completely agree with you. Also, the conviction part of it that you said, that you mentioned, is very important from a trader's perspective. The fear and the greed, very important. I totally
absolutely,
agree with
absolutely.
you. But 100x is something I don't want to doubt you, but like 100.
So that's what I said. There are some winners, there are some losers in your bag, which actually eventually get you onto a level, and that is what make you humble. In the long run, you should be humble with your gains, and you should be humble with your losses as well, and learn a lot uh, from the losses that you have.
Being
So,
humble, man.
I'll
Being
not just talk
humble
about the
should be a
100.
policy of life. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do. I totally agree with you on that as well. But 100x.
Jumping out of joy.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish you also make 100x
Not
on
yet,
the
not yet
investments.
into the space, but very soon, since I've got into asking questions, I think some exposure looking at you and listening to your figures should be taken. But before that, I want to ask you a question. With this kind of conviction, with this kind of returns that you've already seen over the period of years, if somebody wanted to enter the space today, do you think it is, do you believe it is a space of the future, or you look at it only as something that came with opportunity and you grabbed it?
So, if I talk about long-term conviction that I have, yes, crypto is here to stay, and it's a long-term bet. You can't deny the fact. You cannot ignore the elephant in the room. It's a true $1 trillion plus economy that we're talking about now. So
Yeah,
it's a big economy, much bigger than a lot of countries in the world. So, it will not just fade away like that. It will definitely be here for a very long time. And this is, I think, going to be the future of, finance. And people should actually focus onto it, and should think about it as a, good store of value in the long term.
okay. And would you, as an individual, since you've been a part of it for a while, look at it as a business or building your family wealth, or have that kind of focus around it in the real world, in like real life?
So I think yes, we can actually. People are actually building, real life businesses around this industry, around the crypto industry. If you talk about number of tokens, there are more than 10,000 tokens which are right now traded in the market. So you can just imagine
Coming from
10,000
three,
different
four
teams.
tokens when you started to 10,000 tokens today.
Yes, absolutely. The number of tokens also, I think, they are, 250x, or I'm sorry, it's a 2500x on the number of tokens if you talk
That
about.
have begun.
Yeah, absolutely. So, see, there are a lot of, companies who are building around the crypto space, around blockchain. In fact, now the governments are also, using blockchain technology to, rectify their systems, and to, just build on the amazing products around blockchain. So it's definitely here to stay in real life as well. People are building different products like NFTs. These metaverses are now coming up. All these things, and places. If you talk about DeFi, the decentralized finance, which has actually changed, the face, and the, the finance system, that the, the banking system that we used to
Right,
see. So
right.
I think, the world is changing at a very rapid pace, and I am pretty sure, the advancement that we have seen in the last 100 years is going to happen in the next 10 years.
You're
So,
seeing that technology develop and evolve so fast that 100 years worth of work can actually be done in 10 years, and that's the growth that we can see.
absolutely, in the next 10 years, it can happen. This is
And
what I see.
what are your, so that is, so to relate it, that you're looking at crypto as blockchain, that is where your relation is coming from, and then you're looking at it from a decentralization point of view and how it will evolve real people's real lifestyle, financial institutions, governments, etc.
Yes, absolutely. So, Bitcoin, if you read the white paper, which generally most of the people don't do, so if you read the Bitcoin white paper, the heading says it's a peer-to-peer cash system. It's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So, when you talk about peer-to-peer, it mentions decentralized, which means there is no third party involved between two transactions, between two people. So let's suppose if I want to transact or send money to you, I can send money directly to you without involving a third party, which
So,
is
like
in
a bank.
today's date a bank.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Which is right now a bank, or maybe, If you talk about all these PayPal, Paytms, and all these phone pays or UPIs which have come up now,
Payment
it
gateways,
doesn't involve.
intermediaries.
Absolutely. Eliminating all these intermediaries, we are here with a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which is actually, giving wealth back to the people, to the common man. So this is basically something which is very revolutionary.
It's I do agree with you, but it's for another conversation that these intermediaries, when they come into our real world, they are also securitizing certain things. The government is involved. We feel safe, etc., etc. But that's for another conversation altogether. I also want to know
Absolutely,
something more
absolutely.
important
It's a
from
long
you.
conversation.
Because you have so much exposure and starting so early on and doing so many things, what is your view on the NFT space? Because there's a lot happening there.
Absolutely. So NFTs and metaverse, it's something which is very intriguing, and it has caught my attention of late, and not just my, but a lot of people who are into cryptos have actually hopped onto the NFT bandwagon, and they are actually taking a lot of time and effort creating a different kind of universe for us, which is known as metaverse now. and
Yes,
and if you have
yes.
recently heard the news that Facebook has also renamed and
Renamed itself
rebranded as
Meta.
Meta. So all these big corporations, and if you talk about celebrities, celebrities like, you can say, Steve Aoki, who's a very world famous DJ, Snoop Dogg, or if you talk about Indian celebrities like Salman Khan, Amitabh
Amitabh
Bachchan,
Bachchan, yeah.
to Kunal Kapoor, all these celebrities, they are coming into NFTs big time. And NFTs is going to be here for a very, very long time now. Just need to wait and watch how the space shapes out, because again, it's all about conviction. How
With your conviction,
convinced you are
I have
about.
a question to add. So, like people who are watching for the first time, understanding NFT, it's a little complicated. It's like for a layman, for like me, who's not very explored to the field, says NFT is a piece of art. You go out and buy that
Right.
piece of art digitally, and you own the rights to it.
Mhm.
So this art could
Absolutely.
still be in the museum
It's time-stamped on the blockchain.
and stamped on a time stamped on the blockchain. Yes, exactly. But then now we are
Right.
seeing NFTs with graphics. Now we are hearing Decentraland, and we are hearing things that take you into another world of reality. What's that all about, and how someone can actually step into it in reality? Like how me as a common man can get into it.
So I'll just try to explain it to very simple words. If so, I'm sure you are a '90s kid, or maybe an '80s kid, and all of us from that generation can actually relate to Mario, and all those Contra games that we used to
Da, da,
play,
da,
right?
da,
The
da,
video games that
doo.
we used to play.
Yeah.
Right. So all those games are now, you can think of it as a part of metaverse, and these games are now actually, changing the reality. So people are now using, metaverse as a platform to perform all those in real life activities which they are performing now, and they can actually see all those events and
To
games and
understand that correctly,
shows.
now say for example we take Mario as an example. So are
Right.
you saying that using the metaverse, I can enter
Yes.
inside Mario and play the game?
Yeah, exactly. You can play the game yourself, entering into that metaverse.
So will I be the
So
Mario?
it's virtual reality. Yes, you being Mario, absolutely. So
The
this is what the
100x guy
metaverse
just
is all
talks
about.
100x, right? Yeah, yeah,
So
100.
this is
But okay, hold on. So if I enter the metaverse as Mario, I can do what I
right.
want to do, or I'm just playing the game. As in, my role of being in the metaverse is going to be playing the game, or I can do multiple things as well.
Yeah, you can do multiple things. Whatever you are doing in real life, you can, if host events. You can. So, for example, if you are hosting this TV show, you can, host a show in the metaverse as well. You can actually attend events and
Exactly
concerts
my
if you
question.
have.
All right, exactly my question. If now you mentioned Steve Aoki, so I'm going into that direction because he's entered the NFT space. Now, if I am Steve Aoki, I'm doing a
Yes.
DJ event. I'm
Yes.
playing music. Now, in reality, the music system is, say, here, okay? But I want to be in the metaverse and I want people to attend my event. How would this
Right.
all pan out? How would this really happen?
So it's all in front of you. It's in front of the system that will happen. So you will be sitting in your home, in your room, in front of your system, and you will be seeing him perform live in the metaverse. And you can also be a part of the metaverse if you create your own avatar. If you see all those PFPs which are now very common, the Bored Ape Yacht Club or the Crypto Punks, or you talk about
So that would be
Muids
my avatar.
or the Cool Cats. Yes, so you can have your own avatar and you can
So
actually,
I could be a
see performing.
$40,000 monkey. I could be a $40,000 monkey, or I could really be Mario example, and would I be wearing something that takes me into the metaverse, or would it be like a computer screen?
So right now it's the computer screen, but yes, there are those VR glasses which people are working on now. Maybe
Yeah.
in future we'll very soon see all those the VR glasses with which we'll be able to join the metaverse and see those people live along with you, right? So even you will not be present over there, you will still be able to see all those people performing live in front of you.
So the I need more information, okay? This is like Iron Man, Jarvis, throw me my suit. But wait, so I'm wearing my AR, VR glasses, and I'm Steve Aoki. I'm actually playing music on the floor, right? There are people
Yes.
who are watching me play music and they can hear as well. But how do I see them having a good time in front of me? Would that,
So that is what a metaverse creates. So if you talk about Decentraland or Sandbox, it's a creator's paradise, and people are actually creating or building their products onto it. So people are building games, people are building, they're creating live events, hosting live shows onto it. And I'll tell you one very fascinating fact. Recently Paris Hilton also hosted a fashion show in
yes?
Decentraland. So these are the things which are happening live right now in front of us. So that's what we are going to witness in the
So
next few years.
if
And this is
I
actually
go on to Decentraland, can I go and buy a piece of land that can then be lent out to Paris Hilton to do a fashion shows on?
absolutely, absolutely,
How do I do
one
it?
can
How do I
buy.
do it? How do I do it?
So to put it in simple words for your viewers, you can simply go to these platforms called OpenSea.io. Then there is Super Rare, Rareable, Looks Rare NFTs, and these are all the kind of platforms where one can go create their account, and all these lands are available in form of NFTs which one can purchase through
Are they too expensive?
OpenSea. So yes, starting from I think maybe the floor price right now in Decentraland and Sandbox is around 4 Ethereum, so it's roughly around 4,000. Twelve
For
thousand dollars. Starting from $12,000, it goes up to millions of
but
dollars. So
how much, so the minimum ticket, how much can that buy me?
so I think a $15,000 investment can get you a one by one piece voxel of Sandbox is what you get.
One by one. That's 1 square foot. That's
No, no.
one footstep.
No. It's not 1 square foot. So in 3D space, it's basically called a voxel. It's a
Okay.
one by one box that you get. You
Okay.
can build whatever you want over there. You can build a house, a mansion. You can build maybe a stage show, hosting event. Anything can be hosted over there. Anything can be built over there. It's all built in
I
3D
think,
through rendering, through 3D rendering process.
yeah.
The way all these cartoon characters and movies, the animated movies are made, the same way it's basically being built on the metaverse.
All right, so hold on, the 100x man. The 100x man, hold on, listen to this. So if I go out and I buy a one by one box, I can actually go out there and build a house or a cafe or something, and that can be then lent out to people who are coming over there. If for any reason I reached out to Paris Hilton and asked her to do a fashion show there, I'd be paid for this.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, you the 100x man, you deserve the 100x. This is insane. And I think we need to do one more talk on this. Please.
Yes, but I
Yes,
think
okay, we'll
I
cover that
think
in detail. We'll cover that in detail, get more information from you. Before you go, I have more questions for you. I know we're running out of time, but I have some important questions. What is on your whiteboard?
On my whiteboard, I generally keep two prominent things. That is Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's always there on my whiteboard as a long-term store of value and investment, thesis.
Yeah,
But if you talk about a few mid-terms, because I generally don't trade short terms because of the spikes and the news that keep on coming. So
yeah,
there might be bumps and dumps in the space. But for the midterm, I feel I have Solana on my radar. I
yeah.
have, a few low cap gems, which you call, one is a defined network, DFYN is the name.
Okay,
That's also on my whiteboard.
okay,
That's a low cap gem. I think the market cap is less than, I guess, around $18 million. It's less than that.
yeah,
It's an AMM DEX platform on the Polygon network.
okay,
So that's there on my radar. And if you talk about, mid cap, gems, Render Network is something that I'm looking forward to.
keep it
Uh,
coming.
that's on my whiteboard because I think it's a decentralized way of rendering your metaverse. So you definitely would want to, render your, 3D products that you're creating.
Yeah,
So this is going to be, I think a game changer for me. So
okay,
that's on my whiteboard. And yes, I am very much convinced with Polygon, which used to be Matic Network. So
yeah.
that's definitely on the top of my whiteboard. So these are, I think, a few names that I can name right now. But
Another?
yes, the list
Okay, these
goes
are the
on.
ones.
The
Okay,
list,
okay, okay, okay.
the list
Ladies
is
and
big.
gentlemen, are you hearing this? This is insane value. This guy has been in the network from 2012. But more importantly, none of this is financial advice. This is just information that the gentleman is sharing his experience. These are not trading calls. Please don't go out and buy them. Do your financial research, do your own research, do whatever you want to do, and whichever part of the world you are in. This is not financial advice. The gentleman is just
Absolutely.
sharing his
A lot of
wonderful
research
experience.
goes into researching all these projects, and I would definitely recommend everyone to make sure that you research your own projects before investing, and only invest the amount that you can afford to lose. Definitely no one wants to lose, but
Yeah.
yes, you should only and only invest the amount that you cannot afford to lose.
Yeah, yeah. That's the most important thing. That is where the fear and greed comes in, and you need to control these emotions as a trader. Wow. Wow, Palash, this is so much value. This is so much information, man. Thank you so, so very much. It has been a tremendously valuable talk. I love the way you got deep into NFT. Shows me that you're very inclined towards this. So very soon you're going to do one more talk that just covers about NFT. But guys, listen up. He shared a lot of information. If I'll just give you a very quick recap, the gentleman comes from the trading world. He's got background history of trading, FX, equities. He's worked in corporate companies. He knows how to do his own research. He's been in the space for almost 10 years, a decade now. He's invested himself into the space. He's learned a couple of things. He got lucky, 100x. And he's now deep into NFT as well. He'll come back and he'll explain to us Decentraland, a lot of other things that are happening in this world today. Before you go, Palash, is there anything else you want to share with the audience today, buddy?
I think a last word from me would be, it's not just being lucky. Luck is, I think, it's labor under correct knowledge, if you put it in simple terms. So you
Love
have
it.
to put in that labor. You have to put in that labor, and you have to have that correct knowledge and patience to, actually make your luck work.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's so nice of you to share this, man. So nice of you to share this. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're doing on Traders Paradise, getting you real traders, real people who are doing wonderful things. Just to let you know, there's so much happening in this space. It's just another paradise altogether, and all of this information is available on Crypto TV and also on the Crypto Wire app. So please go and download it. like and share this video, and I will see you guys next week. Until then, Palash Agarwal, salute to banta hai.
All right. See you, mate. See you again very soon. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you again, Crypto TV and Traders Paradise for having me on the show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Adios.